Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Friday, September 7th, 2012. There's a lot to cover. We're going to jump right into the charts here, starting off with the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You're going to see that the futures are trading higher today by about 5 points to 1436 per contract. Again, yesterday's market had that big surge. If I just zoom in here, you'll see how the market rallied higher after the Mario Draghi comments, and then has been up ever since. So once again, markets love the bailout news. It looks like today's big important job number coming up at 8:30 in the morning is going to be more for politicians and less for the stock market. It does look like today's job number, in my opinion, will be a non-event. The markets could get very volatile probably later next week, but right now the market is still off this euphoric high that the European Central Bank is going to buy bonds, and that is going to bail out Europe. So again, the markets are still on that euphoria. I expect today could be what we call a pause day, a day where the markets don't go up too much, don't go down too much. They pretty much stay flat, slightly higher if the dollar continues to fall. Let's take a look at the U.S. dollar index. One thing I want to point out is that the dollar really fell off a cliff yesterday. You can see that big move down on the dollar as soon as the opening bell rang. And basically the dollar is making new lows now, down to around the 80.75 level. So dollar down, market up, and that's really what you need to know. There are a couple of things that are important today. One, it looks like China caught a big bid last night, the Shanghai index in Asia. So that's a big move. It was up. Looks like the market was up 3.7%. I suspect we're going to get a pop on the FXI today. This is a China ETF, and you can see it's already up to 33.51. So that's a pretty solid move there. Also, you'll watch for stocks like Freeport-McMoRan, BHP. They'll probably get little pops as well, and you could actually see them already trading higher. So these stocks will all get some pretty decent little moves. It looks like China is going to build some roads. They're going to break up some old roads and rebuild some new ones. So that's their stimulus plan right now, is to build new roads, and we'll see how it plays out. Again, you can't make this stuff up. It's just what it is. But nonetheless, stocks like BHP, Rio Tinto, they're probably going to get some small bids off this news. Again, this is still one of the weaker sectors out there, the base metals. But nonetheless, on that China news and that big China rally last night, I'm sure that we'll get a little bit of some action in the base metals, which have really been one of the weaker sectors to speak of. Now, a couple of other important things going on right now is gold. Gold is down this morning, down about $8 to $16.98 an ounce. Gold looks like it may have tired out yesterday, so be careful with gold here. I guess if the dollar goes lower, it should get a bid though, but it looks like it looks a little bit tired. It's had a good move, so gold may need a pullback here before moving higher. But today it's down about 8 points, and the dollar is at new lows. That's a little bit unusual and a little bit suspicious. So you want to be careful with gold right now, at least at the moment. The GLD is trading at 164.53 at the moment. Closed at 164.89, so it's down a little bit. But just be a little bit cautious, because gold should really be higher. Yesterday it should have been a lot higher, and today it should be higher as well with the weaker dollar. That is not the case. So you want to be a little bit careful there with gold. Oil is up 56 cents today to 96.10 a barrel. Decent little move. Let's take a look at the USO, which was really beaten up yesterday. The USO couldn't get out of its own way, which is rather strange to see, but you never know what's going on in the political world. A lot of politicians are probably trying to get the price of oil down through some means. In any case, USO is catching a little bit of a bid today. Closed at 35.23 this morning. It's up at 35.70. So nice little snapback bounce for the USO this morning. But that was not a pretty sell bar yesterday. So you want to be a little careful on these commodities such as gold and oil today. They could be a little bit tricky. All right, let's take a look at some stocks in the news before the important job number comes out. First, we're going to start off with Intel. Intel just came out with news. They're warning. They're also guiding lower. So not good news for Intel, but when you get a rally like this off of inflation creation, that may not last all that long. Intel still has a ton of support, in my opinion, around the 23.80 level. So watch that area right around 23.80 and also around $23 even number, whole round number, odd number, whatever you want to call it. Watch the 23.80 and $23 level. If that were to fail, you'd have to look at 21.73, but I don't suspect that's going to happen, at least not in this market euphoria that we're dealing with. So watch Intel around 23.80. Make it even 23.75 and then $23 even number. There should be a fair amount of support. If that breaks, you got to look all the way down to 21.75. Okay, so Intel warning. That goes along with the FedEx warning, but the markets don't care. Just inject more cash, and that's really all that matters. And as traders, that's what we need to be concerned about. Let's take a look at Lululemon, everybody's favorite yoga apparel maker. Lululemon has been all over the map today, down, and now it's back up. It's trading around $71 a share. The stock is a bit overbought at these levels, so be very, very careful with Lululemon here. Let me just get my levels up here that I have for this thing. Just bear with me in one moment. Okay, the levels you want to watch for Lululemon resistance if it does move higher. Okay, we're going to be, well, you're above that $70, so you're going to have to really look at $73.90, make it $74. So $74 is going to be the big resistance level for Lululemon should it get up there. Okay, so traders should watch that pretty closely. $74. It's overbought. There should be pretty good resistance. And after that, it's really up to, back up to $82, which would be the May high. So, again, watch Lululemon around those areas, $73.90 to $74. And then it's really back up to the $82 level, $81.50, $82. All right, let's take a look at Smith & Wesson. SWHC is the ticker symbol, everybody's favorite gun maker. Stock's having a pretty solid day. I don't really see any real problems here. It has upside to probably 11, maybe 11.25. That's where traders really need to be a bit concerned. I have some other levels here. So watch 11.25. You want to watch 12.20, and you want to watch 14.71. I don't suspect we're going to see 14.71 today, but hey, you never know. Maybe Mario Draghi will start buying some guns. Okay, let's see what happens here. Looks like there's some news on Pandora. Ticker symbol P, the internet radio player. Stock had a huge move up yesterday. It was up around $12.57. Today it's trading at $10.50. It looks like Apple is going to create their own internet music player, internet radio station. So Pandora is taking the brunt of that. I wouldn't get so bearish on Pandora because it looks like Apple is not going to allow Android devices to carry the network. So that tells me that Google's probably going to go into the same network. Pandora could be a potential takeover candidate at some point. So watch these levels for Pandora. Right now, I would have to look at. Give me one moment here. I just want to make sure these numbers are correct. Okay, it's a strong gap down today for Pandora, but I'd have to look at the $9 area as a real good support level. It might even be $9.63, but the better level is around $9, maybe $8.95, somewhere there, and then it's all the way down to $8.50 and then down to $7.83. So watch Pandora at those levels: $9.63, $8.95. $8.50 and then $7.83. But I don't know if I would be that bearish on Pandora at this stage of the game, especially if Google comes in and snatches them up pretty easily. You never know if that can happen. All right, let's take a look at Cooper Tires. I think Cooper Company, excuse me, not Cooper Tires. Cooper Company. Stock's having a big surge today. This is overbought. So you want to be careful here. It's at a new all-time high. I suspect this could go to $94, maybe $95. It's also a very thin name, so it can go higher. So it's going to be a tough fade candidate, a tough short. But if you own it, I would lock in some profits or at least trail the stop loss just underneath the current price in case this thing does fade, because it can fade. It's overbought, and it should pull back in. But it is a thin stock, so I don't know how high it can go first before it pulls back. I'm suspecting $94, maybe $94.50, but hey, you never know at this stage of the game. The markets are euphoric, and you got to be careful on the short side right now. Let's take a look at UTX, which is United Technologies. Stock's catching a pretty good bid, closing in on 82 bucks. So we'll see how it plays out there. But the one thing you want to watch for United Technologies is that it has a lot of resistance up here. I'm going to say $84, maybe $84.50, $83.50. There's going to be a lot of resistance. So again, watch for resistance around there. 82 is going to be some resistance as well, but I suspect it could climb above there. Watch 83.40 to $84. There should be pretty good resistance there for UTX. All right, looks like the job number is out. Futures are pairing their gains a little bit. It looks like non-farm payrolls for the month of August, 96,000. Not a great number, but really the reality is I don't think it's going to be much of an event today. Unemployment rate, they say dropped to 8.1%. I don't know how, these are pretty dire numbers when you look at them. But nonetheless, the market doesn't care. Market only cares about that Europe's bailing everybody out, and that's all that matters. So I think today's non-farm payroll report is kind of a non-event. Traders should look for ultimately a flat day, or what we call a pause day, before it's all said and done. If you take a look at the U.S. dollar index, it's falling off a cliff here. And as long as the dollar goes down, markets should get a bid, should trade a little bit higher. Okay, so we'll see how that goes and how that plays out and shakes out. With that said, everybody, I want to wish you all a great trading day. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the charts on Monday. Take care, everyone.